Good afternoon, Akwaaba. Welcome to everyone again joining. Today is Sunday the 29th of November, so less than a month till Christmas. Hope everyone's had a nice, safe week. If you haven't joined before, my name is Mark, and yeah, we're going through a 60-minute flow, incorporating some nice energetic twists to really engage and massage our digestive system. And welcome to hopefully usual suspects, Queen P. Hope you're healing up. Hello to V. I think we've got Bruno in today. Hi to Bruno. Celador, business partner in crime. Fireback, D-Man. Twist is your call, so I hope I live up to expectations. And Monica, good afternoon to Natalie Palmer. Thanks for joining in again. Let's get cracking. Remember to be mindful of any injuries you might have. Listen to your bodies. Feel free to take child's pose as you see fit. But yeah, let's start on our backs. So if you've got water or a towel, just place it to one side. Got a tall book or block, again, place it to one side as well. So start lying on your backs and just find yourself arriving onto the mat. Just feel nice and grounded, feel supported. Let your feet flop out. Let your arms just fall by your sides, your palms facing up, and just close your eyes. And just give yourselves a couple of seconds to hopefully enjoy a bit of quiet, a bit of stillness before we kick off. Maybe just tuck your chin a little bit to your chest. You can lengthen out the back of your neck. Just consciously just take notice of your ribs expanding as you breathe in, and as you exhale out, just feel them contracting. Just coming to a nice gentle breath here, you're not forcing it. Feeling supported by the floor. Start to bring some movement to the hands, into the feet. You circulate your feet. Just movement to your ankles and your wrists. You squeeze in your wrists, engage your forearms, your triceps, your biceps, and release out. Release any tension in your jaw. Maybe move from side to side. And just roll out through the back of the skull to massage at the back of the head. And then just start to bring your knees into your chest. And just tuck in. Maybe lift up your forehead as close as you can to your knees. And then release a little bit. Just start to massage out your lower back. Just interlace the hands around the knees and maybe go clockwise first. And then anti-clockwise. Give some love into your lower back. And then keep your knees stacked over your hips. Just raise your shins so they're at right angles and parallel to the floor. And just interlace your hands behind your neck. Just going to go for a few crunches just to warm up our bellies in, our abdomen. So we're going for the right elbow to the left knee and left out through the right leg. So if you're down on the mat, let's all lift up, so shoulders are off the mat, and just start to take your right elbow towards your left knee and lengthen out through your right leg, curling your toes in towards your face, just hold it there. Keep your left leg parallel with the floor, and then draw that right leg back to meet the left, and go back towards neutral. Again, try and keep your shoulders off the mat, and let's take the other side. It's nice and slow, so left leg goes straight, left elbow goes to right knee as close as you can. And let's take it back. And again, right elbow to left knee. Really engage through your right quads as your right leg is pointing up towards maybe 30 degrees or 45 degrees. And let's put it back, nice and slow. Really feel as if you're using your core here. Again, left elbow to right knee. Release any gripping in the jaw. And on the inhale, bring it back. And again, right elbow to left knee. And let's put it back. Let's go for 10 more. Let's try to pick up the pace. 8, right elbow to left knee. 7, left elbow to right knee. 6, see if we're wading through honey. So we've got a lot of control here. Right elbow to left knee. What is this? This is 4, left elbow to right knee. 3, left elbow to right knee. 2, and last one, right elbow to left knee and hold it. 5, 4, remember to lift your shoulders off the ground. Feel your abs engaged. And release. Bring your feet back to the floor. Your hands back to the floor. Again, massage out through the back of the skull. So I'm going to pull both knees in again, in towards our chest. And then keeping the interlace of your right knee, we're going to level that through the left leg and go for a supine twist. So let me just shift the body over towards the right side of the mat a little bit. And you're taking your left hand up and over the outside of the right knee. We're going to start to draw that over the body. So you bring your right knee over towards the left side of the room. Your knee might not reach the floor, which is all good. Just place the left hand on the outside of the right knee, take your gaze over towards the right side. Come to a nice early twist. Just go towards your edge here. Just use the left hand as a bit of resistance. Not trying to force the knee down. And as we release out, so bring the right knee back towards centre. As we release out, you've got a rush of blood going to your abdomen. We're just providing your digestive system with some lovely oxygen. So this time, let's pull in that left knee. And this time, it's the right hand over the outside of the left knee. And we're drawing that left knee over towards the right side of the room. Again, place your right hand maybe on top of that left knee, just want a bit of resistance, and take your gaze either up towards the ceiling, or if you can, lengthen out through the left arm towards the left side of the room. Take your gaze towards your left hand. Again, we're twisting from the lower back here. In for 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Let's start to come back towards centre. So left knee goes back. Bring both knees in towards the chest again. Let's start to rock and roll up and down. Massaging over the length of the back. And as you come up, try and hover your feet off the mat. So again, we're using core engagement here as we're coming up. Inhale to come up. Exhale to go back. Inhale to come up. Exhale to go back. And as we come up for 1 more, let's cross the legs over. And let's come up into our tabletop. So come right over. As gracefully as you can. And place your hands underneath the shoulders. Your knees are stacked underneath your hips. We'll come in and meet in our tabletop. Let's go for a few cat and cows here. So on the inhale, we're barrel rolling the belly down, taking our gaze up towards the front diagonal. On exhale, remember to draw in through your abs. Push your hands into the mat and take your gaze towards your navel. Let's go for a few of these. Inhale to look up. And on exhale, together, let's release. Push your hands to the mat as we come to the angry cat pose. Find a space between the shoulder blades. Let's go for 2 more at your own pace. One more. Get inhale. Draw your shoulders together. Take your gaze out towards right diagonal. Draw your belly in as you look towards navel for the last one. And let's come into a neutral spine. And go for just a nice freestyle. Finding movement into the hips. Just let yourself be free. There's no structure here. Maybe come up and down into a child's pose position. Just bring movement to your spine, to your upper back. You might want to wind up through the shoulders, the left side first. And then maybe the right side. Just let yourself be free and take responsibility for your practice here. And let's all come back into a neutral position. I'm going to take a threaded needle, so I'm going to move the left hand a bit more towards centre, at the front of the mat, and on the inhale, just lift that right arm up towards the sky, taking our gaze up towards the right hand, open up the body to the right side. On the exhale, I'm going to thread that right arm behind the left wrist. So the left arm is on your left palm's on the floor. You're just coming down onto the right shoulder. Just be mindful of your neck here. You might want to move your left hand a bit further towards the left side of the room, left side of the mat, I should say. You can stay here. We're here for another 4 breaths. If you want to level up, maybe lengthen out through that left leg, coming up high on the left toes. And if it's there for you, maybe lift your left arm up towards the ceiling. Another 2 breaths. Feel free to wrap that left arm around the lower back. 1 more breath. And together, I'm going to push into the mat with our left hand and come back up into our neutral position. And let's just take the other side. So place the right hand towards the centre of the mat. On the inhale, we're going to take that left arm up towards the ceiling. Take your gaze up towards the left hand. Nice and easy. And on the exhale, we're going to thread that left arm behind the right wrist. And start to come down onto that left shoulder. So again, feel free to stay here. We're here for 4 breaths. Be mindful of your neck. Come up onto your right toes and lengthen out your right leg. If you are high on your right toes, you want to take it 1 step further, maybe lift your right arm up towards the ceiling. Comes to a twist by just wrapping that right arm around the lower back. For 1 more breath. Together, also take a deep inhale in and exhale out. 1 more inhale. And on the exhale, let's push up as we'll meet again in our tabletop. Well done. Let's go for 1 more cat and cow. So on the inhale, barrel the belly down. So look up towards the front diagonal. On the exhale, comes to angry cat. Find the space between our shoulder blades. This will meet again in neutral. We're going to curl the toes under. Push our hands into the mat. Start to lift up the knees as you come into our first downward dog. And as always, feel free to keep that bend in your knees. You might be high on the toes. That's all good. Just try and find a nice balance between the weight distribution between the hands and the feet. Don't try and be too far over. Dump it to your shoulders. Just find your nice inverted V. On the inhale, come high on the toes. And on the exhale, start to draw your heels a bit close towards the mat. So energetically, take your heels towards the mat. They don't need to reach, that's not the intention. So really press your hands into the mat here. Find space between your shoulders, you lengthen your back. On the next inhale, let's walk a little bit closer in towards the hands. We're going to come into a twist here. We're taking our right hand through behind the left arm, and let's take a grab, if we can, of the left thigh with the right hand, or maybe the outside of your left calf. Take your gaze underneath your left armpit. If it's there for you, can take your right hand underneath the sole of your left foot. Take either one of those 3. And we'll come into a twist. Downward dog twist on the left side. And on the next breath, let's release. Shake out the arms. I feel it quite a lot in my left shoulder there. Then come to the other side. So let's take that left arm, left hand up, and maybe take the outside of the right thigh. Or you can go for the outside of the right shin. Or if it's there for you, maybe bend into the knees and take the underside of the right foot. Either one of those, we're taking our gaze underneath our right armpit as we come into a twist. Give another 2 breaths. Another 1 breath. Let's come back into our downward facing dog. Let's all drop onto the knees. Bring your feet together, your knees apart, and let's all come into child's pose. So lengthen out the arms in front of you, place your forehead down. And as always, at any point during this practice, feel free to come into your child's pose. It is part of the practice. It's not an easier pose, it's a really good stretch to your hips. On the next inhale, let's all press up. So come back into our downward facing dog. Come high on the toes and start to walk forwards towards the hands. And let's all meet at the front in ragdoll. So maybe keep a bend in your knees again. Let your body be heavy. Take opposite hands to opposite elbows and let's just start to sway from one side to the other. So you come into the hamstrings. Opposite hands, opposite elbows, let your arms be heavy. Really bend into the knees as much as you need to so you can touch the floor. You might be really crouched down. We're going to take the right hand just to the outside of the left foot. If you can put your right hand underneath your left foot and go for it. So again, bend into the knees as much as you need to. And on the next breath, we're going to start to lift that left arm up towards the ceiling. So come to the twist on the left side. It's a bit tough to take your grip underneath the left foot. Feel free to just take your right hand to the left shin. Just open up the body towards the left side. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, see if you've got any more room to twist. Just using the resistance of the right hand to open up a bit more. And on the next breath, let's flop back down as you'll meet in ragdoll. Let's take the other side. So again, left hand to the outside of the right shin. Or if it's there for you, really bend the knees so you can take the underside of the right foot. Let's open up the body towards the right side of the room. So lift the right arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale. We're going to try and twist a bit further over and open up the body a bit more towards the right side. Even 2 more breaths. So inhale to lengthen. Exhale to open up. Go for 1 more. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to open. And just relax that right arm back down. Just be nice and heavy. So we slowly roll up 1 vertebra at a time. As you're rolling up, draw in your lower abdomen, really engage your core. So we stand nice and tall in the body. We will meet into Tadasana pose, mountain pose. So roll your shoulders back, puff up your chest, your arms, your palms are facing forwards. Take a deep inhale. As you lift your arms up towards the ceiling, and nice and tall, trying to reach the ceiling. And an exhale, draw your hands into prayer, bring in prayer through your chest, the bend of the hips, so you come down. So you start going through a few sun salutations. On the inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, bring the hands down, step the left foot back and the right foot back, so we'll meet high plank. Let's rock forwards, drop the knees, uncurl the toes. So come down to a low plank. We're going to push up into our upward facing dog, rolling the shoulders back, bring your chest through, and on the exhale, curl the toes under, as we will meet that downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, just lengthen that through the back by pressing the hands into the mat. On the next inhale, let's come high on the toes. Jump or step forwards towards the front of the mat, so we'll meet in ragdoll. Take the hands to the shins, so come to a halfway lift. Lengthen that through the back. Exhale, let's release down. Really follow your breath on the inhale as you come high. With the arms on the exhale, draw the arms, the prayer through the chest as we come all the way down to a full fold. Inhale to lengthen, roll the shoulders back, lengthen that through the arms. Exhale, place your hands down, step the left foot back, step the right foot back as you all meet in high plank. Let's rock forwards on the toes. Again, feel free to drop the knees, otherwise bend into the elbows so that at right angle. Push the toes as you all meet in an upward facing dog. Curl the toes under. As together we all meet in our down facing dog. Let's take a deep inhale in. And as we exhale, see if you've got any more room to energetically draw your heels a bit close towards the mat. On your next breath in, let's come high on the toes. Let's jump or step forwards at the front of the mat. On the inhale, place your hands to the shins. Let's come into a halfway lift. On the exhale, let's come down to a forward fold. On the inhale, bend into the knees, come nice and high with the arms again. And on the exhale, bring your prayer through your chest as you come back down towards the forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, place your hands down. Step back with both feet. On your next inhale, going to rock forwards. Bend into the elbows to come to a low plank. Push through the toes. Let's come to an upward facing dog. Curl the toes under as we meet in downward facing dog. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale. Can create a bit more length in your back. Raising your tailbone to the sky. On the inhale, come up high on the toes. And again, jump or step forwards towards the front of the mat. And then for one more sun salutation, so inhale, take your gaze just beyond the front of the mat. Just come to a halfway lift. Exhale to release down. Inhale, bend into the knees to come nice and tall. There might be a slight back bend there. As we open up our chest to the sky. On the exhale, bend from the hips as we come all the way down to our forward fold. Inhale to lengthen, to a halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands down towards the front of the mat. We're going to meet in high plank. Let's rock forwards. And bend into the elbows as you come to a low plank. Let's push up into an upward facing dog. Draw the shoulders back. And on the exhale, curl the toes under as we all meet in our downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. On your next breath, we're going to lift that right leg so it's parallel with the mat, curling your toes in towards your face. And on the exhale, we're going right knee to left elbow. So draw it through, I'm crossing across the body. I'm going to take it back towards parallel. On the inhale, again, drawing that right knee across the body towards the left elbow as close as you can, and then take it back. So again, it's parallel with the mat. I'm going to go for one more. Right knee to left elbow and hold it there for 3, for 2, for 1. Let's go back. Right leg back towards parallel with the mat. And on the next inhale, we'll come to low lunge. So let's draw that right knee all the way through. Place the right sole of the foot down in front of the mat. Drop that left knee, uncurl your left toes. And let's come up, which we're nice and grounded. Just find yourself coming into a runner's lunge, your low lunge. Find that stretch coming into your left hip flexor. Which we're nice and grounded. Stay tall to torso as you lift your arms up towards the ceiling. On the inhale. One more. Just inhale, see if you've got a slight back bend there. And on the exhale, take your hands to prayer at the center of the chest. Inhale, again, lengthen up through your torso. And exhale, let's twist over towards the right. So keep your hands in prayer. And take the outside of your left elbow just on the outside of your right thigh. So you're twisting the body over towards the right side of the room. Try and keep your prayer into the center of your chest. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, see if you can just push your hands together. Twist a bit further over towards the right. And on your next breath, let's come back towards center. Let's take Arms up towards the ceiling for one breath. And on exhale, place your hands at the front of the mat. Step the right foot at the back of the mat and your left foot to join your right as we all meet in high plank. Let's rock forwards and back on the toes. On the next rock forwards, let's bend into the elbows for low plank. Push into the toes as we all come up into our upward facing dog. Again, feel free to bend into the elbows should you need to. We'll curl the toes under as we all meet in our downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. On the next inhale, let's lift that left leg so it's parallel with the mat. And on your next breath, we're drawing that left knee all the way through towards the right elbow. Your next breath is left leg to go back again. It's parallel with the mat. You're curling your toes in towards your face. Your quads are nicely engaged. And we're going left knee to right elbow. Just draw it back. One more. And on your inhale, again, left knee towards right elbow. I'm going to hold it there for 3, for 2, for 1. Engage it for the quads. Step that left leg back. And on the next inhale, draw that left knee all the way through and place the left sole of the foot at the front of the mat. I'm going to drop onto the right knee and curl the right toes. Just nice and grounded. Start to push the torso up. So we find ourselves into a runner's lunge or low lunge this time again. We're finding that stretch through that right hip flexor. So feel free to really bend into your left knee and come forward. Try to stay nice and tall with your torso, but try not just to dump your body forward. Really engage through your core. And your next breath, let's lift those arms up towards the ceiling. On your next inhale, there might be a small back bend there for you. And let's come back towards neutral. And your next breath, let's bring our hands into prayer towards the center of the chest. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale, let's turn and twist over towards the left side of the room this time. So again, it's right elbow this time, going onto the outside of the left thigh. Again, aim to, if you can, keep your prayer towards the center of the chest. So on that inhale, lengthen, and exhale, going to twist. And just use the resistance of the right tricep against the outside of the left thigh to help you maneuver your body a bit further over towards the left side of the room. Let's go one more breath. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. And on your next breath, let's come back towards center. Let's lift our arms up towards the ceiling for one breath. And let's cartwheel the hands down towards the front of the mat. Let's let the left foot all the way towards the back of the mat. Let the right foot join the left foot as you will meet in high plank. Let's rock forwards on the toes. We're going to bend into the elbows as we come down for a low plank. Push through the toes as we find ourselves in an upward facing dog. Curl the toes under as we all meet in a downward facing dog. Well done, guys. Take a deep inhale in. And on the exhale, again, energetically draw your heels towards the mat. I'm going to take that one more time on each side. I'm just going to try and pick up the pace a little bit. So on the inhale, lift that right leg up. On the exhale, draw that right knee through. Drop that left knee, uncurl the left toes as we come into a low lunge. Inhale to come up, nice and tall the torso. On your next breath, bring your prayer to the center of the chest. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist over towards the right side. Inhale to lengthen. And use the resistance if you've got any more room to twist. We have one more breath. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. On your next breath, let's come back towards center. Taking the arms up towards the sky. For one breath. Let's cartwheel the hands. So we meet at the front of the mat. Stick the right foot all the way back. And the left foot so we meet in high plank together. On your next breath, let's falls into the toes. Bend into the elbows as we come down to a low plank. Push through the toes as we come to an upward facing dog. Curl the toes under as we will meet in our downward facing dog. On your next breath, let's take the other side. So lift that left leg, so it's parallel to the mat. Coming straight through, draw that knee all the way through, place the left sole of the foot down, dropping into that right knee, uncovering your right toes. And on your next breath, once you're nice and grounded, lifting your arms up towards the sky. On your next breath, we're placing our hands in prayer into the center of the chest. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to spin and twist over towards the left side of the room. This is just as necessary. But again, try and keep your prayer into the center of the chest. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Let's go for one more. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. And let's release out of the pose. As we take the arms up towards the ceiling, there might be a small back bend here for you. You can engage your quads, your abs, as you bring your hands back towards the front of the mat. Let's all meet in high plank. Let's rock forwards on the toes. Again, feel free to drop your knees. Bend into the as we come to a low plank. Let's push up into an upward facing dog. Curl the toes under as we will meet in our downward facing dog. Well done, guys. Let's take a deep inhale in and exhale out. Let's go for one more at your own pace. Really soften into the shoulders. Release any tension, trying to hunch up. On your next breath, let's start to lift that right leg up. So again, it's parallel with the mat. And again, we'll go right knee to left elbow. Draw it back. So right leg's parallel again with the floor. And again, right knee to left elbow. Let's go back. And one more. Right knee to left elbow. I'm going to hold for 3, 2, 1. Take that right leg back. It's good holding, guys. And this time we're going to all meet in high lunge. So we're taking that right leg all the way through. Place the right sole of the foot down. This time, you're high in your back toes, high in your left toes. Once you're nice and grounded, straight for your left leg. You can take a slight bend in the left knee, then go for it. Otherwise, keep that bend in the right knee at a right angle. And start to draw your arms up towards the ceiling. So you'll meet crescent lunge. Get engaged through your lower abs. So nice and tall with the torso here. Inhale to lengthen up. And on the exhale, take that left hand forward, the right arm back. So you come into a side twist. Swing back towards neutral. As you lift our arms up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, again, right arm back, left arm forwards. Really stay high on those left toes. Let's go for one more. So come back towards center. The arms are nice and high. Take a deep inhale in. Take the right arm back, left arm forwards. And hold it there for 3, for 2, for 1. And then spin out. And all meet in warrior 2. So maintain that bend in that right knee. You're dropping your left heel towards the mat. The right arm's going forward, the left arm's going back. It's got a nice opening through your hips here. Engage through your lower abs. Just find your drishti point for a couple of breaths. Take a deep inhale in and relax through the shoulders. On your next breath, flip that right palm over. So you come into reverse warrior. Maybe take your left hand towards the outside of the left hip. For just one breath, And on your next breath, let's cartwheel the arms over. Just come to a side angle lunge. So your right elbow sits just inside of your right thigh. Let's open up the body towards the left side of the room. Embrace any shakes or wobbles. If you feel you've got to place your hands down towards the mat, please do so. And take your gaze up towards your left hand or down towards the mat. We're here for another 2 breaths. One more breath. Let's come back up for warrior 2. 1 breath. Let's cartwheel the hands down towards the front of the mat. Step that right foot to join the left foot. And the back on the mat as we all meet in high plank. Let's rock forwards on the toes. Get feel free to drop the knees as you come into a low plank. Let's push up into our upward facing dog. Curl the toes under as we all meet in our downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in and exhale. Let's switch and take the other side. So this time lift that left leg so it's parallel. And again, left knee to right elbow. In order to draw it back. And again, left knee to right elbow. Take that left back. And one more. Left knee to right elbow. And then hold for 3, 2, 1. Let's come back. 1 breath. And on your next breath, we're going to take that knee all the way through. Stepping forward with that left foot. Stays flat in front of the mat. Staying high on the right toes. Once you feel nice and grounded, start to lift the torso up off the left knee, the left thigh. So you make our way into crescent lunge, lifting our arms up towards the ceiling. Just going to straighten it out for that right leg. Feel free to keep a slight bend. Nice and tall your torso. Take a deep breath in, and an exhale. Taking that right arm forward and left arm back. On the inhale, come back towards center. So lift the arms up towards the ceiling. And on the next breath, we're twisting against that left side. Right arm forwards, left arm back. Let's come back towards center. Take a deep inhale in. Let's go for 1 more. Right arm forwards, left arm back. Here for 3, for 2, for 1. And then let's open up into warrior 2. So drop that right heel towards the mat. Maintain that bend in that left knee as you open up your hips towards the right side of the room. Take that left arm forwards, right arm back, so it's parallel the mat. So we'll find ourselves into warrior 2. Just find your drishti point for a couple of breaths. On your next breath, let's flip that left palm over and come into reverse warrior. So maintain your bending your left knee. And on your next breath, let's come to side angle lunge. So taking that left elbow and just placing it inside of the left thigh. Just going to open up the body towards the right side of the room. Again, feel free to come low. You place your left hand down towards the mat. Just feel you're creating an openness through your hips. Maybe use the left arm to create a bit of resistance. Get to the left thigh. And on your next breath, let's all come back up into warrior 2. Let's cartwheel the hands down towards the front of the mat. Step that left leg to join the right leg back on the mat as we all meet in high plank. Let's walk forwards onto the toes. Bend into your elbows as we come down to low plank. Push up into our upward facing dog. Curl the toes under as we all meet in that downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Again, I'm going to repeat that. Just going to pick up the pace of flow of the breath. So starting on the right side. Going to lift that right leg so it's parallel. Draw that knee all the way through as we come up into our high lunge. Take your arms up towards the ceiling. behind the back toes. On the next inhale, start to take that right arm back, left arm forwards. On your next breath, come back towards neutral. And again, right arm back, left arm forwards. As you open up the twist towards the right side. Let's go for one more. Arms go nice and high. Be strong with your torso. And again, right arm back, left arm forwards. On your next breath, it's going to open up into warrior two. The right arm goes forward, left arm goes back. You're going to flip the right palm over. Just take reverse warrior. And on the exhale, you're going to come straight through to side angle lunge for one breath. Open up the body towards the left side of the room. And straight, let's cut all the hands down towards the front of the mat. Step the right foot to join the left foot at the back of the mat. Let's rock forwards onto the toes. Bend into the elbows. Let's come down to a low plank. Let's push through. As we come up to our upward facing dog. Roll the shoulders back. And on the exhale, curl the toes under as we all meet in our downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in. And exhale out. Let's take the other side. So left leg goes parallel the mat. On the next breath, step that left foot all the way through as we all meet in high lunge. Taking our arms up towards the ceiling. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Right arm goes forward, left arm goes back. Let's come back towards neutral. On the inhale. And on the exhale, right arm forwards, left arm back. And again, let's go for one more. Step back towards neutral. And on the exhale, right arm forwards, left arm back. And on the next breath, going to turn and open up into warrior two. Right arm goes back, left arm's forwards, flip that left palm over. On the inhale, and start to come into our reverse warrior. And on the next breath, we'll come straight into our side angle lunge, opening up the body towards the right side of the room. And let's cut all the hands down. Step that left foot to join the right foot back on the mat as we all meet in our high plank. On the inhale, let's rock forwards. On exhale, bend into the elbows for low plank. Let's push up into our upward facing dog. Just curl the toes under as we meet in our downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in and exhale out. On your next breath, we're going to step that right foot all the way through as we come into warrior one. So drop that left heel down. Arms go high, either side of your ears. And on the exhale, I'm going to come into warrior two. The right arm goes forwards, left arm goes back. And on your next breath, it starts to lengthen out through your right leg, so both legs are straight. Maybe shorten the stance a little bit. We're going to find ourselves coming into Trikonasana. So start to lean the body forward as far as you can go. When you can't reach any further, just start to drop that right arm down. Aim to lift that left arm up towards the ceiling. Take your gaze up towards the left hand. Then down towards the mat. Your right arm just sitting inside of your right calf. If you can't quite touch the floor, you're not reaching the floor, feel free to use a block or maybe a bottle of water for a bit of support. We'll open up the body towards the left side of the room. For one more breath, take a deep inhale in. And on the exhale, just release that left arm down towards the floor, towards your water bowl or tall block. And start to come into a twist. So with the left arm down, start to raise that right arm up towards the ceiling. Keep your legs where they are, just open up your body towards the right side of the room. So watch your balance here. Just feel nice and grounded through the feet. And Engage through your core. Whilst enjoying a twist, you keep into your abs here. And on next breath, just bring both hands down towards the front of the mat, and then step that right foot back to join the left foot and back on the mat. Stay high in our high plank here. Start to walk forwards and back on the toes. And your next walk forwards. Start to drop that right knee down towards the mat and your right shin. We're going to come into side plank. So drop your left heel onto the mat. We're going to come to a modified side plank first. Place your right hand maybe towards the center of the mat and start to open the body up towards the left side of the room. Okay, for 5 breaths. Okay, feel free to stay here. You've got to level up. Your body's with it today, or ready today. Feel free to lengthen out through both legs. Racing your shakes or wobbles. Another 3 breaths. On the next inhale, if you're on the full expression, or if you're on the modified, you can start to thread that left hand behind the right elbow, and then take it back up for 1. And then for 2 more of these. Again, left arm comes down behind the right elbow, and bring it back up for 2. Let's take 1 more. Left arm behind the right elbow, in to bring it back up. Let's cut all the hands over as we all meet in high plank. Let's all drop to knees, uncurl the toes, bend into the elbows for low plank. Push through the feet as you come to an upward facing dog. Just curl the toes under as we will meet in downward facing dog. And take the other side. So if that left leg sets parallel with the floor, draw that knee all the way through as we will meet in Warrior 1. So you're dropping that right heel to the mat, lifting your arms up towards the ceiling. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale, you're going to open up into Warrior 2 on the right hand side. On your next breath, start to lengthen out through your left leg. Again, maybe shorten the stance by shuffling the left leg a bit further back. Let's come back into Warrior 2 arms. And start to lean the body forward as far as you can go. And then start to drop that left arm towards the floor as you raise your right arm towards the ceiling. Again, keep a bottle of water handy or a block. And just place that underneath your left hand. Just to help you maintain the integrity of the pose here. So open up the body towards the right side. Start to engage through your left quad. Nice hamstring stretch here as well. And on your next breath, we're going to come into a twist. So maintaining your leg position, you're going to drop that right hand, again, towards the floor, towards the tall block. And taking your left hand out towards the ceiling, come into a twist on the left side. Try and maintain your legs where they are. If you need to bend that left knee a little bit, then please go for it. And on your next breath, let's place the left hand at the front of the mat to join the right hand and then step back with both feet as we meet in high plank. Drop forwards and back on the toes. On your next walk forwards, I'm going to drop onto that left knee and that left shin. Place your left hand in the centre of the mat. Let's come into a modified side plank on the right side this time. So drop your right heel to the mat. Start to open up the body towards the right side of the room. For another 4 breaths. And again, start to, if you want to level up, lengthen out through that left leg. Take a deep inhale in. Whether you're on the full expression or the modified, start to thread that right arm behind the left elbow for 1. Inhale to take the right arm back up towards the ceiling. Let's go again. 1 behind the left elbow. Come up For 2. Let's go for 1 more. Right by left elbow. And on the way back up for 3. Cut all your hands down towards the front of the mat. Let's rock forwards into the toes. Bend the knees down towards the mat. Uncurl your toes. Let's come all the way down. Low plank. Let's push up through this into our upward facing dog. Curl the toes under. As we'll meet in that downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in. And exhale out. Take a deep inhale in. And exhale. Start to walk the hands back a little bit. Not too much. Maybe the length of a hand. So we're shortening our stance. Just as we start at the beginning, we're going to go forward at twist in a downward dog, starting on the right side. So bring your weight into your left hand, feel nice and grounded. Start to lift your right hand up off the floor. And we'll go from the right hand to the outside of the left thigh, the left shin. It's there for you. See if you've got any more room. Take your hand underneath your left foot. Either way, we'll come to a twist on the left side. Just take your gaze underneath your left armpit. Take a deep inhale in. And exhale to twist. Let's come back towards neutral. So placing both hands at the front of the mat. Let's go for the other side. So again, for nice and grounded through your right palm. Take the left hand to the outside of the left thigh. You know, if that's your twist today, that's all good. Otherwise, take your left hand to the outside of your left shin. If you want to level up, go for the outside or the underside of your right foot. Then go for it. Give another 2 breaths. So inhale to lengthen. Exhale so you can take your gaze any further over or underneath your right armpit. 1 more breath. And let's come back towards center. Look some meat in a neutral position, in that downward facing dog. Come up high on the toes, start to walk forward. Let's all meet at the front of the mat in our ragdoll. Again, sway from side to side. Let the body be heavy. Again, we're going to see if we've created any more room by taking a twist to our left side first. So taking our right hand, we take your right hand to the outside of the left shin or to the underside of your left foot. Remember to bend into the knees as much as you need to. Once you're ready, let's start to open the body out towards the left side of the room. So really go with your breath here. So inhale to lengthen, exhale, so you can twist any much further over. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. 1 more, inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist, and relax. Relax your arms back down towards the center. Bend into your knees. Take the other side to the left hand, either to the right side of the right thigh, your right calf, your right shin, or to the underside of your right foot. So on inhale, going to lift that right hand up towards the ceiling as you come to a twist on the right side. You can take your gaze up towards your right hand. Just relax your neck. Again, flow with your breath. So inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Nice modification I like to use here. Sometimes I place my hand just on my lower back. My arms getting a bit heavy. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. And then relax the body down. Draw from side to side. And start to bring your feet together, just shuffle them together. Bend into your knees. Let's come sit on our bums. Lengthen out through your legs. Just shake them out. And come into a seated forward fold. So it's nice and tall in your glutes. If you've got a towel handy, it's good to grab it now. Lengthen up through the arms, take your arm towards the ceiling on the inhale, and on the exhale, just start to lean the body forward. Try and keep your a nice straight back. Again, if you're not reaching your feet here, don't worry, it's all good. Just take your hands to the outside of your calves. Just first, come to a forward fold. So again, inhale to lengthen, roll your shoulders back. Exhale to bend from the hips to come a bit further over. And if you have got a towel handy and you're not quite reaching your feet, strap your towel around the outside of your feet, sides of your feet. Again, inhale to lengthen up. Exhale, just use your grip just to pull your chest a bit closer towards your shins here. And then release. Release out of the pose. I'm going to bend up into your right knee. And lift that right shoulder foot up and over the left thigh. I'm going to go for a seated spinal twist. So on the inhale, I'm going to lift up, lengthen up through that left arm. Take the crease of the left elbow around the right knee. Place our right hand just behind us. Lengthen up through your back on the inhale. And on the exhale, use the resistance of the left arm against the right knee to come into your twist. Just again, inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Let's go for one more. Inhale to lengthen, sit nice and tall. Exhale, see if you've got any more room to twist. Really drawing through your navel. And then relax. So just take a counter twist, placing your hands to the left side of your body. Lengthen up through your right legs. Just shake them out. And just take the other side. So this time we're drawing in through your left knee. Taking your left foot up and over your right thigh. On the inhale, let's start to lengthen that right arm up towards the ceiling. This time using the crease of the right elbow around the left knee. Inhale to lengthen up. And exhale to twist the body over towards the left side. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Let's go for one more. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Okay, let's take the counter pose, placing both hands towards the right side of the room. Lengthen out both legs. Just give me a little shake. Slowly start to bring your back towards the mat. Just come into a spinal twist as we did at the beginning. Let's just see if we've got any more room to come over that knee. So this time, let's start on the right side. Just bring your left knee into your chest. Just interlace your hands around, let's say left knee. I meant right knee. Using your left hand, bring it up and over the outside of the right knee. Start to draw your right knee over towards the left side of the room. Place your left hand on the outside of the right knee. Let's see if we've got any more room to bring your knee a bit closer towards the floor. Just go towards your edge and set your gaze over towards the right side. So brace the knee, clicks or pops. As you're opening up, twist from your lower back. And on your next breath, come back towards centre. Just take one more, pulling off your right knee and straighten it out. Just come straight to the other side. So you're bending up through your left knee. So you can interlace around the left knee. This time you're going up and over, drawing your left knee over towards the right side of the room. Place your right hand just on the outside of the left knee and take your gaze over towards the left side. So you're coming into your supine twist on the left side. Take a deep inhale in and exhale out. Let's come back towards centre. both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself some nice hug in. Level out both legs. Release your Ujjayi breath. Place both arms beside your body. Just tuck your chin in towards your chest a little bit. Level out through your neck. Close your eyes. Just come into Shavasana for a minute or so. So inhale. And exhale, let everything out. Start to bring some movement to your hands and your feet. Take a deep inhale in and exhale out. Just bring both knees into your chest. One final hug. And then rock up onto your bums. Maybe come to a seated position or up onto your knees. Sit nice and tall, your glutes engage through your core. Sort of bring our hands into our chest. Just close your eyes and just thank yourselves for again rocking up. Give yourself 60 minutes just to move your bodies. Come into different contortions. And connecting your breath to your movement. Hope you have a fantastic and amazing week. And I'll see you in December. See you next month. See you next week. All done. I don't know about you, that seems to go quick for me. So sorry if it seemed as if I was pacing it towards the end. But yeah, all done. Again for another session, another class. Easy knee. See knees tuned in. Nice riding this morning. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope that was cool. Again, do let me know how you found it. So I know how to tailor them. Yeah, I felt I sped up towards the end a little bit. So apologies if that was noticed, but the hour went quick for me. But yeah, thanks for the suggestion, D-Man. I did enjoy that. Did a bit of exercise this morning, so my muscles were wobbling like anything. I thought I was going to have to call a doctor. But yeah, anyway, hit me up with any suggestions for next week. Back next week, Sunday, for a flow. So we'll try and keep it flowing a bit quicker next week, because I think we're getting used to it all. Thanks again for tuning in. I think I'm finishing up with some MJ Cole. Please do hit the like button and the subscribe button if you can. And yeah, as long as we're still in lockdown, we're going to keep going. Thanks again, Queen P. I'm going to stop talking. But anyway, have a great week. Thanks for walking up, and I'll see you next week, Sunday. Take care.